Hello everyone, it's Seeking Jess and I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you again for watching one of my videos, that means a lot to me. Yeah, I kind of start my videos the same way every time, but that's just who I am, and for now I think it was pretty fine. This video is something very personal, I would say, but also something that I feel like I really need to talk about, because not only do I want to help others going through that, but I also want to kind of remind myself with doing the video that whatever I'm going to talk about is okay. Thinking back like a year ago, I remember studying super hard, and the only motivation I had was finally going to Barcelona and pursuing my dreams. Pursuing whatever I want to do in my life and whatever I think is what my purpose is in life. Fast forward now, I am in Barcelona, basically I would say living in my dream city, but I did not exactly follow the path that I thought I'd had to follow. And what I mean with that is that when you just make up your mind and you're like, this is where I want to go, this is the way I have to go. I felt like I was going into the right direction, but then like life sometimes happens and life sometimes is not predictable. And you have to go you have to take a certain path that's in front of you, and sometimes it takes time to actually get to where you want to get. I was thinking, or I am thinking, I am on the right path, but in between there is always another path that you have to take in order to reach your end goal. I wouldn't say end goal because life is a journey, so I don't see that as an end goal, but to basically reach the purpose that I think I should be reaching. I kind of was feeling a little lost, and I wasn't sure if where I was going or what I was doing was exactly that I was supposed to do, and still am feeling like this sometimes, because there's just moments where I question, like, is this really what I should be doing, where I should be going? Because this is not, and I feel it in my heart, this is not exactly my purpose. Sometimes I had moments where I would just basically freak out. I would have anxiety, I would have sleepless nights, and I'm talking about recently that I have just not been able to really sleep, and everything was stressing me out, from the job that I have now to exactly those thoughts. I'm like, am I where I should be? Is this the right thing? How do I know it's the right thing? But deep in my heart, it tells me that it's just a temporary state. You know, it just reminded me of the book that I read twice already, because I think it's one of the best books that I've ever read, and I suggest everyone to read this book, and it's The Alchemist by... I actually have it here, one sec. It's this book. If you haven't read this book, I really, again, suggest you to do it. In this book, you have so many life lessons that show you life in such a perspective that sometimes we think it's like that's how we should see life, but it's just not the way we do. And by reading this book, it opened up my eyes, and it made me understand that life indeed is a path, and sometimes in order to go where your heart is telling you to go, there will be hurdles, there will be different paths that you will have to take. That's what the book is talking about. I'm saying this because I know that a lot of you guys might be struggling with that as well, that sometimes you feel lost, and like for the past few weeks I feel like life is passing by me, and I'm just the viewer looking at myself from like the outside world, but I'm not living myself, my true self. And I'm starting to realize it's okay. It's okay. That's just a part of life that needs to be there. But I also know that I can change it, and I will change it. But it takes time, and it takes time to reassure myself. Not really reassure, because I know I know what I want to do, and I know where I want to be, but sometimes we have those other moments in life that will teach us, so we can be prepared once the right moment arrives. How boring would it be if it would be so easy, right? To just live your purpose the next day and be like, okay, tomorrow I'm living my purpose. I think it's a journey, and some people might disagree that if you know what your true purpose are, you can just leave everything behind and go for it. And yes, I agree, but like as this book says, is even though this guy was going for his final prize, let's say, in between he was learning a lot, and he had to do different things in order to get where he wanted to get. That's something that I think is okay. And yeah, that's something that I wanted to share today, that sometimes those moments are going to be there, and I know that this is only a phase that will pass, but sometimes it's good to have this moment of self-reflection. And honestly, what helps me the most is when I spend time by myself and I have enough time to think, to work on my thoughts, to meditate, or to listen to people that inspire me. And there is a lot of people out there that, I wouldn't say a lot, but there's a few people that I know have a great influence on me, and that they can help me in order to make myself feel better and to reassure myself, okay, this is okay, this state, get yourself out of it, work towards, never give up, work every day, at least if it's just a little step, but work towards it, because eventually I know where I'm going to go. But just the worst thing I think for me is when I just look back 2 years ago and I remember the thoughts that I had 2 years ago, that now actually I already wanted to be where I don't know when I'm going to reach that state, if you know what I mean. It's something that apparently takes time, and it's completely okay. I know it was kind of a deepish video again, but I thought it's something that I really needed to get off my chest, because it was in there, it was like eating me up, and I knew I needed this to let go of the thoughts, and I hoped that in some kind of way it helped you as well. If so, please let me know in the comments below. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. I would be super happy if you did, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.